Hey y'all, this is Darryl Mickens Sr., retired Detroit Fire Department Sergeant, real estate investor, entrepreneur. This is my journey for Primerica Financial Services, the greatest financial services company in the world, bar none. This is a summary for orientation. So, um, so my mama, um, Barbara Jean Long Copperidge Mickens Sturdivant, and I'm about to set my timer here so I don't go over 13 minutes. So I'm going to set a timer for 13 minutes. All right. So my mama, Barbara Jean Long Copperidge Mickens Sturdivant, she was an example of hard work coming up from poverty and being a champion softball player, presidential award winner, educator, academic games consultant, a great mother to me and my little brother, Melvin Jr., a great wife to my dad, uh, Melvin Sturdivant Sr. That's my dad, my stepfather. And then also I was influenced by my father, biological father, LEVERT Mickens Sr., super motivated, articulate, educated, business-minded entrepreneur. My dad was sharp as a tack. And also, Melvin Sturdivant Sr. Was a champion softball player, a champion softball coach, a champion um, football coach with the PAL Football League. He and my little brother and my nephew, Tony Shields, they won every division championship that existed in PAL. My dad and my little brother, Melvin Sturdivant Jr., under the coach Ron Thompson for St. Martin de Porres, they won 2 state championship rings. So I come from a mom and a dad who were winners. My mom gave me a book called Winners Don't Quit, Quitters Don't Win. And she also had this book called Psycho-Cybernetics as well. Um, so anyway, I got recruited into Primerica by David Baldwin Jr., who back then was a regional leader. David Baldwin Jr. was a Pioneer Club winner, which means he was the top in the top 150 of under regional vice president or regional leaders in the country at that time. And so he also was a watch earner, which was he earned $50,000 within a 12-month period. Now, David will be $100,000 ring earner. He was under Mitchell James and Cheryl Jemison. Cheryl Jemison was our senior vice president, rest in heaven. She was a $100,000 ring earner. Also, she was director Tyrone Taylor, senior national sales director, who was a $750,000 earner in the company. So I got networked to John WITRI, who's a near-term $500,000 earner with Primerica, and I got networked from John WITRI to Josh Clark. Josh Clark found me on a resume call when I was in between offices. I was working with Pat and Stephanie, and so I got a call from Josh Clark because our office was inactive and I was inactive, and Josh Clark called me. I told him I'm already with Primerica. Okay, so let's back up a little bit. So I got involved with Primerica because of my fraternity brother, Dr. Kelvin Turner Sr., who helped pledge me a Phi Beta Sigma with Leon Wilkerson, rest in peace, Larry Davis, Larry Marcellus Davis. We crossed 5/17/80, 1:16 a.m., 8 weeks, 1 day, 3 hours, and 16 minutes. We crossed at Wayne State University, Gamma Iota undergrad chapter. My sans Leon was president of Xi Beta Sigma, the graduate chapter for Detroit, one of them, Phi Beta Sigma. Also, Gary A. Williams Sr. influenced me in real estate as well. So, but when we're expecting Anvia, unfortunately, Anvia passed in August of 2017, when we were expecting Ambia, because Anthea and I got married. Anthea and I got married in 1988. We were expecting the Ambia in '89, and then my fraternity brother encouraged me, along with my godmother Jacqueline Baker, to become a homeowner. And so, because of Kelvin Turner Sr., I became a homeowner, and I transitioned from home ownership to real estate investor. Now, full circle, that's how I got involved in Primerica, because as a real estate investor, I got recruited by David Baldwin Jr. in the cold market. In other words, we were strangers. He recruited me to, he asked me, what do I do? I said, well, I'm a firefighter. He said, what do you really do? I said, well, I'm a real estate investor, because he knew that all the firefighters and police officers, pretty much we had side hustles. So today I'm looking for policemen, firemen, teachers, nurses who are looking for something part-time, or looking to make a career change, or looking to start a business like I did, okay? That's the type of people I'm looking for with my background. People really want to help people and make a difference. So I come from a context of a family that made a difference, who were community philanthropists. So then back up to, so David Baldwin Jr. recruited me to do mortgages with City Mortgage. In 2000, Primerica was under City Group. Chairman was Sandy Weil. And Sandy Weil was chairman of Citigroup, which had Smith Barney, Travelers Group, Citibank Visa, City Mortgage, City Financial, and Citibank Visa. So I got recruited to do mortgages with Primerica as a real estate investor on 1099. Had I got recruited to do what I'm doing now, which is build several brokerages around the country, I wouldn't join Primerica then. I wouldn't have applied to get my license sponsored, because at 2000, I was full-time father, husband, firefighter, minister, and then me and my dudes, we would play basketball and chess outside of that. So that's my story, how I got involved in Primerica. Then I got networked to John WITRI. I worked under the awesome Len Yost, who was under Carol Penny. Then from there, I went to John WITRI. No, I'm sorry. I went from Detroit to Senior National Sales Director Rick Allman under Carol Penny, under the fantastic Len Yost, God rest her soul. Then I went from there to Josh Clark. Josh Clark found me on a resume call. Okay. And then so I got recruited. I got trained under Josh Clark, and I recruited Neil Ciprian. And Neil Ciprian went to vice president. He went past me. Okay, Neil Ciprian's a six-figure earner with Primerica, and he's an investment specialist. So while I was driving Lyft in Akron, because I moved to Akron to be trained under Josh, and so I was driving Lyft, and I prospected Evan. And Evan said, well, you need to talk to Neil. I'm not interested, you need to talk to Neil. So Neil went past me, became an RVP. So what I did was I started training Neil, but I realized, it was more than I could handle. So I handed Neil off to Josh, and Josh blew Neil up, and Neil became an RVP. All right, so I'm on an RVP run right now. I recruited Timothy Sotomayor Sr., who was the number one, recruit for field training bonus in the entire Jerry BYER hierarchy. So let's back up. So John WITRI is under Jerry BYER, Jerry and Rhonda BYER. Then Josh Clark is under Pat McGreevey, Kim VITELLO, John WITRI. And then when I moved to Youngstown, Josh Clark put me under fantastic Tim May, who's $10,000 to $20,000 a month. He's also a $100,000 ring earner. So I'm really blessed to be under the team that I'm under right now. I was blessed to be recruited under Tyrone Taylor's team. So what I learned from Tyrone was this: that as African Americans, we have an opportunity to stamp out the curse of poverty in our families. In other words, Tyrone talks about that there'll be no more broke tailors. He's broke that curse, because Tyrone is a multi-millionaire. And he also talks about us leaving a legacy for our families. Tyrone talks about that. Tyrone talks about how he came up from poverty to living the dream life. And so Jerry BYER taught me, Tyrone Taylor taught me about the top 25 list and, and building a team from top 25 lists. He taught me that. Jerry BYER taught me through the downlines, taught me about 4x5 personal a month and creating 4x5 legs. Then I went to a training recently with Shane Rubin. Shane Rubin says building 10 double-digit recruits legs and 10,000 premium legs. So also, as far as my orientation goes, I'm posting information about Art Williams and mental toughness. I think mental toughness is important. So anyway, this is part one to my orientation of how I got involved with Primerica and where I'm going. So my next video is going to be on where I'm going with Primerica, where I'm at right now and where I'm going. See y'all at the top because the crowd at the top, because the bottom is too crowded.